In one of the more darker episodes of Rick and Morty, the story centers on an alien ship where two distinct social classes, the wealthy takies and the laboring makies, serve as a grim allegory for our world's increasingly stark economic divisions. Though set in a far-off future with advanced technology and alien life forms, the episode accurately reflects the trajectory of modern society: a vanishing middle class, the growing disparity between the rich and poor, and the dehumanizing effects of capitalism and classism.
All right, Makeys, let's get to work. Aren't we all, like, super rich? Only thing rich down here is that joke. They gave us that term, because we make it all possible.
If we're Makeys, maybe that makes them takies.
Like every citizen. You see, son, we are very, very rich.
At its core, the episode portrays a society in which wealth is concentrated among a few, while the vast majority are forced into subservience. The takies, a privileged elite, live in comfort and luxury, having done nothing to earn their status aside from being born into it. They enjoy their lives, free from labor and hardship. Meanwhile, the makies represent the working class, laboring to maintain the ship and the illusion of normalcy. These individuals are stripped of agency and independence, forced to wear compliance chips that suppress their will and tie them to a life of toil. This clear dichotomy is a haunting mirror of our real-world economic divide, where billionaires accumulate unimaginable wealth while millions of people struggle to meet basic needs.
They've only been awake for 5 hours.
Right, sweetie. Money affords us the ability to be dumb.
Son,
Crazy?
Get back here! We'll be speaking to your manager!
No, it's fine. Just jealous poor people.
Wish I could forget. Tastes like lumpy piss. Which I love. Love piss.
The episode also emphasizes the erosion of the middle class. There is no sign of a buffer group between the takies and the makies. Only the extremes remain. This aligns with real-world trends where the middle class, once a symbol of stability and upward mobility, is rapidly shrinking due to stagnant wages, rising living costs, and limited access to affordable education and healthcare. As economic inequality deepens, more individuals who once lived comfortably are now forced into precarious conditions. The makies' collective status as the working poor is not just a plot device. It is a warning about the dangers of unchecked capitalism and wealth consolidation.
Time, Chaco! Hurry! We only got 8 minutes!
Great!
Constellatio!
The crew is so proud of you, Jimmy.
Oh, Jesus, Morty! Doug and Karen's only crime is naively benefiting from systemic inequity.
Morty's temporary integration into the Makey class further reveals how quickly one can fall into hardship and how difficult it is to escape. Despite his good intentions, Morty is unable to change their fate without violence and rebellion. The uprising he inspires, driven by the Makeys tearing out their compliance chips, symbolizes the awakening of the working class, the first step toward revolution. However, even this act of resistance is ultimately futile. The vault where all the money is centralized is empty, a metaphor for the illusion of salvation through material gain. The treasure was stolen not by the oppressed, but by other members of the wealthy class, suggesting that even among the rich, corruption and opportunism persist.
Tell the Makeys to gather. It's time to show the takies who really runs this ship. Them up! I should be driving the ship!
Maybe we put a pin in the bang bang and peacefully ask for some change? What am I saying? They put chips in your heads.
Who's out there waiting to hear both sides of the issue? Meanwhile, we're gonna take out the takies. Party's over, takies!
why isn't she complying?
It's not working.
Bang, bang!
Wait! You can't attack them! They're helpless! They don't even know that food comes from somewhere!
Greetings, Doug Jamerson. Thank you for being rich.
Interesting.
Wait, what? You gotta be kidding me!
The episode's ending, in which Rick reinstalls compliance chips into all of the survivors and returns them to cryosleep, is particularly chilling. It highlights how those in power maintain their dominance not through fairness or justice, but through control and suppression. Rick, the ultimate cynic and manipulator, represents the system that views the working class as tools to be used and discarded, rather than people with rights and dignity. The wealthy class did not suddenly want to fight for equality or even become equal with the working class. They were forced to be equal by an even greater power. This is not a permanent solution, or even a good one. Eventually, within the next couple of decades, a new wealthy class and working class will be born, returning the people to their former status quo.
All that money did is tear you apart from your friends, your neighbors, even your old home.
I set the navigation to a nearby inhabitable planet. Also gave everyone a compliance chip.
This episode of Rick and Morty paints a dystopian yet all too familiar picture of our societal trajectory. The labels takey and makey may be fictional, but the dynamics they represent are real and pressing. As the gap between rich and poor widens and the middle class continues to erode, we inch closer to a future where inequality is not just prevalent, it is permanent. The show urges us to recognize these patterns and question the systems that sustain them before it is too late. Through satire, absurdity, and science fiction, Rick and Morty holds up a mirror to our world, and what it reveals is deeply unsettling.